doing sit-ups. I've been doing chin-ups. I've been doing pull-ups. I threw up once, but I'm okay now.
What's up, everybody? Welcome in to a Wednesday version of the Ysn Power Hour. DJ on this side, Richie on the other side. We got a lot, and I mean a lot to talk about. It's your favorite day of the week, Rich. Well, Friday's probably your favorite day of the week.
Yeah, Friday. Friday takes the throne for sure.
But Wednesday is Computer Points Day for you
I
now.
love computer points.
You are a nerd and
I
a
am
half.
such a nerd. I sit there over the weekend and just look at computer points all weekend long.
Just nerd it out.
Well, 28.7 divided by 7. The divisor is 8. You move this around ipso facto, and South Range is on top.
We'll have the computer points for you here on the Ysn Power Hour, breaking everything down and you know, who are the teams? Who are the guys that are going to be the teams to beat?
Mm-hmm.
Projections are in, at least up to this Wednesday. Mike Swinehart, our good friend, doing all the work, all the legwork. I can't even take credit for a little. I mean, you should see.
He's got to come on here.
Yeah, Swiney's the man. And he is, you think he's good in football. Wait till you see, like, he's got basketball on lockdown, soccer on lockdown. Like, our next full-time hire is Mike. Yeah. It has to be. Has to be. He is, I mean, you think you're a nerd. This guy,
he can number crunch everything.
He loves it. He's like the dude from Office Space. Like, just analyzes all the. It's like having a meeting with the Bobs every single time. We're gonna learn more about the computer points, and then we're gonna talk a little bit after on this day about the Guardians season. Rich, I think there's nobody better to talk Guardians than you, number one fan out there. And we're gonna talk a little bit about the way it went down. And where do they go from here? All that and kind of our regional roundup as we start the show. But first, as we do each and every day, it's time for On This Day, Sports History. All right, so on this day in sports history, not a good one, but one that's interesting nonetheless. On this day, October 19th, 1987, I was 2 years old. Naughty. Yes, I was. Yeah, I was 2 years old.
You forget what year you were born.
I'm not crunching the math. Woody Woodward resigns as the Yankees GM. Lou Piniella is named the GM. We all know Lou Piniella.
Oh, I forgot he was a GM.
And Billy Martin is named the Yankees manager for the 5th and final time. How many times? How many times would you go back to a job before you just finally said,
I'm done?
Yeah, you know what? I'm good here.
Honestly, probably twice.
As many times as they pay you. That's my answer.
It depends with job. You know, if it's something I enjoy, I'd probably do it over and over again.
Fair enough.
I'm dead. Like, if the Yankees offered me a job 5 times, I mean, you're not going to turn that down.
If the Yankees offered you a job today and said, hey, we want you to be our manager, Aaron Boone is gone.
He should be gone.
Richie Giuliano is in. You're in?
You can't turn it down.
Even if it's like for peanuts.
Oh, well, yeah. I'd still do it.
I love it. I love it. It's baseball. You love baseball.
How can you not? And, you know, half the stuff you get's free anyway.
That's true.
I just sleep in my office.
Watch Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, Rookie of the Year. Get my team fired up.
Hot ice.
Watch Angels in the outfield.
Angel.
Give us some hope.
It's God's thumbnail. My wife is reciting. I can hear her from a mile and a half down the road. All right, so let's talk Guardians. We talked Yankees already. That's enough of that.
Yeah, that's
Overall a season. I think as not a diehard Guardians fan, but someone who has I root for the team. A successful season.
Oh,
Picked third when the season started in their own division.
yeah.
And they took care of that. End up third, fourth in the AL. Your thoughts as a diehard fan?
Yeah, I mean, obviously with 15 rookies playing, youngest team in baseball. You saw, I mean, we had Gabriel Arias at first base, who hasn't played much of the season at all, and he's playing in the postseason against the Yankees on Game 5. So you had guys in there that just probably weren't fit for playoff baseball and the caliber that the Yankees had, but with the holes in the lineup, that's what happens. I mean, there's injuries that happen. Luckily, the majority of this team was pretty healthy, except for the guy we saw toss a third of an inning last night, and Aaron Savali. Kind of saw the effects of that off the get-go.
Not
He
good.
couldn't throw a strike except for that curveball, which he luckily got Aaron Judge. But, to recap the season, pretty happy with the way it turned out. Everybody's sick to their stomach because it's New York.
You don't want to lose the Yankees.
You don't want to lose especially when you had them on the ropes. 2-1, got a chance to win it at home on Sunday. Then they beat you back to back. That's obviously going to leave a sour taste in all the Cleveland fans' mouth. But, with all the guys that kind of broke onto the scene, I mean, you got a guy like Oscar Gonzalez, who was a postseason hero.
SpongeBob.
Stephen Kwan could be the long-term solution in left field for the Guardians, something they've kind of floated back and forth the last couple of years. So, it was a good season.
What do they need?
They need a bat. They need somebody in the 6 hole that could bring some balance to the lineup. Once we get past 5, and Andres Jimenez was horrible in the postseason. He'll admit that.
Why did it look like he was throwing like coach pitch?
Yeah,
like he was lofting balls over to first base. I didn't understand that. Maybe something's wrong with his arm.
I don't know. I have no idea, but he just didn't look. What we saw from him as an all-star this year, starting second baseman all-star, and he just did not look the same in the postseason. You saw it after your 5-hitter, you got nothing. I mean, we were kind of shuffling catchers in there, bringing Will Brennan off the bench just for some relief offensively. So they need a bat. Everybody knows that. They need somebody that could hit. So, I'll let you take that over.
Gina, thank you very much. Appreciate Anthony was awesome. It was so cool to have those guys there on Monday night. And, of course, you always get your shout-out from your baby boy. And then we go to Amo, maybe. If you would have told me before the season that you'd make it to ALDS and lose the Yankees, he would have taken it. You?
Yeah, we didn't have a shot to win the division, according to everybody around baseball. A lot of uncertainty coming back. Tristan McKenzie's a guy that stepped up big in the rotation. Bieber, of course, is Bieber. He's always a Cy Young candidate with the way he throws the ball. Savali was hurt, but you also had some other guys starting and out of the bullpen. Trevor Stephan, who is a former Yankee prospect. We got him from New York, and he has shown what he has with that 3-pitch mix.
Yeah.
So there's guys out of the bullpen: Karinchak, Stephan, Henches. And then Clase is the best closer in baseball.
I think so,
in my
too.
opinion.
Well, Diaz might have something
Diaz
to say.
is pretty solid, but Clase is just as good. So the bullpen is going to be a strength next year. If we could pick up a bat, we were talking about this. You can't win with 1 run. It doesn't matter if Savali throws a gem or if he stinks. You can't win with 1 run.
So, ooh, baby, I kissed my cat says Naylor is a clown. Go Yanks. I mean, there's a lot of stuff around Naylor right now because of the way that he acted, the rock the baby, he's my son kind of thing. You're not a showy guy. You don't necessarily like that stuff. I do. I do. I really enjoy that stuff because baseball is an emotional game that is played and talked about with zero emotion.
I just don't like the fact that he talked directly to Garrett Cole. If you're celebrating around the bases, whatever. If you're getting hype and you're pointing at your dugout, but the way he did it, directed at Garrett Cole, calling him his son, when the numbers show like dude, he has dominated you. You got a line drive home run over right center field. Great. We're still down 3-2 in the game, and we lost 4-2. We didn't score another run after that. And Garrett Cole, he could call the Guardians his son with what he's done against Cleveland the last couple of years. So, I didn't like the way that he did that. I love the energy that Naylor's brought. I mean, when he hit that go-ahead home run in the comeback victory over Chicago, I mean, that was awesome. I thought he was going to kill himself with the way he was acting in that dugout. Like, I thought something was going to go very wrong and he was going to hurt himself. But just to direct it at one person, I wasn't a fan of. And you know what? For New York to do that at the end of the game, I get it. But
you win, be classy.
Yeah.
I mean, here's my beef with the Yankees. We know who you are.
Yeah.
We know what you're paid. You're supposed to win.
You're supposed to win big.
Don't do it like okay, they did it. Yeah. They did the rock the baby thing. You don't have to do that.
You can't steal that. No. I'm
now
sorry.
the fans are going to take that.
Fans, whatever. Yeah.
But if you're one of the 9 on the field, who was that? Torres at the end of the game?
Yeah, Gleyber Torres, which he's not even that good.
No, he was supposed to be the Yankees' answer to shortstop, and to me he's not that good. Here, answer me this one: the Yankees are not allowed to have facial hair.
Yep.
Beards. They're allowed to have mustaches.
Oh, they've got some ugly ones.
Yeah, they're bad. But they're allowed to have neck tattoos.
Yeah. No, nothing makes sense over there, really.
Like,
I think hypocritical.
I think that's one of those rules that it's time.
Yeah.
It's time to go. But good season for the Guardians.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, at least on Sunday. I don't know what your feed was like on Twitter and Insta, but at least on Facebook, there's people that are over the Browns already, like done with them because they had Guardians fever. And now, unfortunately, they have to go back to
because everybody thought we were going to have another week of Guardians baseball, and I was ready to buy my ticket for Sunday, but those were expensive.
Those are crazy expensive.
Yeah, they were 104.
Oh man,
108 was the cheapest one I found.
And you're probably
up there.
Sky high.
Yeah, you're up there.
Incredible. It's hard being a Mets fan.
Oh man, we'll talk about a disappointment. Yeah, that is a disappointment. And you know what? The best teams in baseball are gone right now. Dodgers, they lost to San Diego. The Mets, I thought, were one of the best contenders. They're out.
Who do you root for now?
Padres.
Oh, it's like rooting for the Yankees.
No way.
It's the same thing, only on the West Coast, 3 hours behind.
The Padres did it in a manner where they haven't been good in so long and they've saved up so much money now that they actually have a good team. Like the Padres have not been relevant.
Because they don't draft well.
Yeah, but they don't spend as much as New York and Houston do.
Really?
Yeah.
Look up their spend.
No, this year it's great. It's like the Nationals. Like when Washington won, their payroll for their pitching staff alone was more than the entire salary of Cleveland and Tampa combined. But, now that they're good, they've saved their money and their owners have done a good job in the offseason going to get those pieces. And they're still without Fernando Tatis. Like one of the guys that they're paying the most isn't even playing.
Yeah. I just can't do it. I don't
see. I like San Diego because I'm not going to root for Houston. I'm not going to root for New York. I could care less about Philadelphia.
I'm going for Houston.
See, I can't.
I'm going for the Astros.
I cannot.
Because I'm tired of people saying that they did it just because they cheated or this or that.
Well, it's a new team this year too. They got some new pieces.
And I'm rooting for the short guy, right?
Jose.
Oh, what?
I like Jose.
The Yankees were doing that chant.
Yeah.
The other day as well. Thought it was interesting. All right, we're done with the regional talk. Great season, Guards. It's time for the computer rankings, brought to you by our good friend, Mr. Mike Swinehart. How do I get to these? Oh, there it is right there. So here we go. Let's bring them up. Pop them in. How do we do it? There we go.
There you go.
Now I got to go over here. Let's start at the bottom. Teams eliminated. Do you have yours up? All right, let's go. I'll go LeBray out. Letonia out at 0-9. All these teams 0-9. LeBray, Letonia, Orange, Sebring 0-9 out. East Palestine 1-8 out. St. John, out. Columbiana, out, 2-7. Excuse me. Grand Valley, 1-8. I don't know where that cough was going. It was just stuck. Howland, 2-7, out. East Liverpool, 2-7, out. Waterloo, 3-6, out. Camel, out.
2
Gosh,
and 7
I'm
out.
gonna die.
East.
Out. Newton Falls, out. 3-6. McDonald, out. Niles, out. Wellsville, out.
Crestview.
But wait a minute. I said out, but let's go back down to McDonald at 41. Projected to finish the number 13 seed in Region 25 because they're picked to beat Jackson Milton this week.
Yeah, if they beat Jackson Milton, they're going to get huge points from that because Jackson Milton would be a division below them. So they're playing down to D6. And if they beat them, yeah, that'd be huge. That would give you close to double the points that you have right now.
And there you see it. You get Southern Local, which we already saw here, earlier in the year. It'll be away at Southern Local.
Game 1.
Yep, game 1. I was there at the Wigwam.
That didn't go well for McDonald.
Did not go well, but you never know when you see a team twice, right? McDonald's playing some good football right now, and I think that's why they're being picked by 1 point to beat Jackson Milton. All right? We said Niles out, Wellsville out. All these teams that are out, projected to be out. I shouldn't say officially out. Crestview in. They are listed at number 16, 3.8 points.
Yep.
They play Newton Falls, and they're picking a win by 20.
Yeah, they have to beat Newton Falls or they're toast.
But you look at who they get if they win. Number 16 against the number 1.
Well,
Hello, Kirtland.
depends. Pymatooning Valley plays Matthews, who's 8-1.
Right.
If Pymatooning Valley would lose, Crestview potentially could be anywhere from 13 down to 16. So they could jump Pymatooning Valley with a win.
But you see up here, they're projecting Pie Valley to be out.
Yeah, so they're basically saying Pie Valley's going to lose to Matthews. They're going to be out. Crestview would jump Pie Valley.
No, they're saying Crestview somehow stays at number 16.
I guess
There must be some other teams that are doing a big jump.
Independence could have a big jump. They're playing Brooklyn. That's a team that's on the outlooking in. They're 17th. Chippewa is playing Dalton, who's 7-2. If they beat Dalton, they're probably going to jump everybody as well. So there's two teams that could potentially jump Crestview, but I guess we're going to have to wait and see because Crestview, either way, when you look at this, they're going to have to beat Newton Falls or their season
It's done.
is over.
It's done. Because, and you know, I said it yesterday or the day before. I can't remember which one. I think it was yesterday. That game they lost against Liberty because of COVID, it kills them.
Kills them.
Kills them.
That's right.
Potential win.
Mm-hmm.
Significant win.
Yeah, if you have that win right now,
You're in.
you're sitting above 4 or 5 points, which means you're a 13 or 14 seed.
It's incredible. I mean, it's just, and I know it's not intentional, but how important is it? I mean, you can't have backups on a weekly basis.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I think they found out on a Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, about that game being canceled, and there's just not enough time to build it in.
You can't fill.
All right, let's get to Wyndham at 37. They're 3-5, 3.92 points. They play North Baltimore, projected to finish as the number 14 seed, which would give them a jump 2 spots up this week. And then they would play Danville, projected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's right. That's accurate. I think that they're going to beat North Baltimore. You know, same situation. If North Baltimore pulls off an upset, goodbye Wyndham. And then there's two teams kind of on the horizon, Wellsville being one of them that plays Latonia. Wellsville with a win could possibly sneak in over Wyndham.
Ooh. Oh, you said it's Latonia?
Mm-hmm.
They'd win.
So they're Wellsville with a win and Wyndham with a loss. East Canton plays Malvern. That's going to be a loss for East Canton. Fairport Harding plays St. John again for the second consecutive week.
Not good for St. John.
I don't think they'll have enough points to get over Wellsville. So if the Tigers win and Wyndham loses, you could put the Tigers in there.
Let's go to 36, 3-6. Western Reserve, 4.1 points. Right now they're number 15 in D7 Region 25. They take on Louisville at Louisville. Now we are projecting at YSN that potentially this could be a Western Reserve Louisville and Western Reserve Louisville matchup in weeks 10 and 11.
Yeah.
But the Fantastic 50, they're projecting Western Reserve to be number 19 after this game. So a little bit of a drop for the WR.
Well, what they're looking at is if Western Reserve would lose, which they might, and Wyndham would win and Wellsville would win, they're out. Even Fairport Harding, if they're able to pick up a victory over St. John, they might even sneak ahead of Western Reserve at that point. So Reserve, a little bit of trouble here in week number 10. They're really going to have to root for teams against Wyndham, East Canton, and Wellsville to try and get in the playoffs.
35 and 34 projected to be out. It's Lakeview and Champion. So we go to Pie Valley. We talked about them already. They got Matthews, and they're projected to be out.
Yeah.
After this week, that's after they play Matthews. Excuse me. Number 32, 4-4 Liberty, 5.6 points. Number 16 in D5 Region 17, play Garfield.
Yeah.
Projected to finish as number 16, and look who they get.
I don't even know. It all depends. Liberty's got Garfield. I see Garfield winning that game. But, looking behind them, Champions playing Brookfield, that's probably going to be a loss. Lakeview's got Jefferson. That's probably going to be a loss. So, if you're Liberty right now, you're 2 points ahead almost of Crestwood, who's got Hawken, who's a Division III 7-2 school. Everybody behind you right now is playing really good teams. The only team that I see jumping Liberty is Chagrin Falls. Chagrin Falls playing Geneva, who's 6-3. If they could pull off the upset and beat Geneva, they're in. Those points would be huge for the Tigers of Chagrin.
These consolation prizes to be in the number 16 seed are not good.
No, they're not fun. You look at every number 1 seed across every single region, it's
tough as nails.
You're toast. I mean, let's start at the top. I mean, D2 for us is Archbishop Hoban.
Yikes.
D3 is Chardon. D4, West Branch. D5, South Range. D6, Kirtland. And D7, JFK. If you're 16, you're out.
One team did it last year.
Who was that?
I don't remember.
I just don't see any of these ones losing.
I don't think so either.
The only region I could see it, honestly, is D3. If Chardon somehow plays Kenston, which could happen. If Kenston loses, New Philly and East or Harvey take care of business and they somehow jump them in points, Kenston's not a bad football team, and they've already played Chardon once. That's the only 16 seed I could see beating a 1.
How'd that go?
Not good for Kenston. Nobody that plays Chardon does well. I mean, not bad. 35-18.
It's not
It's
awful.
not horrible.
Probably a couple scrub touchdowns at the end. Onward and upward, 31. Jackson Milton at 6-3, 5.85 points, listed as number 13 in their region. They have McDonald projected to finish as number 14, so they're projected to lose. I think we've already gone over that.
Yep.
So slide for them, and they play Dalton, which we've heard that name before.
Mm-hmm.
Doughton, I think is how they pronounce it.
Doughton.
Very tough team. So tough sledding for the Blue Jays right now. Boardman projected out. Tough one. They play Canfield. Again, like I said, like I said yesterday, Canfield's not going to be a turnstile to get Boardman in the playoffs. I think the Spartans are going to be on the outside looking in. Unfortunately, finishing 19.
Yeah, if they beat Canfield,
Yikes.
huge points. honestly, if they beat Canfield, they're almost in because South is going to play Riverside, who's 8-1. They're not beating them. Yeah, I don't know. Well, Harding's playing Fitch. If Harding beats Fitch, they could jump Boardman. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. That'll be very difficult for Harding and Boardman to get in.
Here we go. I'm not your traditional Liberty fan says, look, everybody thinks South Range is some giant Goliath. They can be beat, and they will be beat with the elephant. Carry the heck on, Jerry West.
Look at the image. Jack Daniels.
I mean, listen.
They're gonna be drinking that after that game.
I'm not saying that South Range can't be beat, but only one team's done it in the last 3 years. That team is now in Division 6. So we'll see. I again, homerism at its finest right here. I'm not your traditional Liberty fan. I'm with you, but they are going to be tough. Chris says, get that one.
A lot of scoreboard watching this week as well with second level point. Yeah, second level points.
And that's a big one.
So honestly, this week, second level points are almost bigger than, the team that you're playing.
It really is.
Because like we talked about, there's some teams that aren't going to beat, like Western Reserve, no offense, is not going to win that game.
I don't think so.
You got to rely on secondary teams to win.
Lisbon, a team that'll probably be looking at some secondary points. 5-4, 5.98 points. Number 12 in D7, Region 25. They play Columbiana at Columbiana. Projected to win that game, be the 11th seed, and play Hillsdale.
They'll be good. Yeah. I think Lisbon's in a good spot right now. Yeah.
Here's another team in a good spot. Cardinal Mooney.
Mm-hmm.
On the, I guess, the eve of the 68th annual Holy War.
Yeah, if they could beat Ursuline, I'll tell you one thing. They are going to be skyrocketed up from anywhere from 7 probably down. I mean, you could jump potentially 6 spots with a win over Ursuline. Because you think of it, that's D3, 2 divisions down.
You're probably hosting a home game, almost certainly.
Almost, yeah. Yeah, if you could beat Ursuline, that is just mammoth points.
As of right now, they're projected to finish 14 and play Perry, the number 3 team, next week.
That's where you're getting into some trouble if you're Mooney. Perry's no slouch. They moved down divisions. They were in Division 4. Now they're D5. And their losses are to a Division 2 Riverside team and Kirtland. 36-16. Not a bad loss.
Wow. Here's a team we talked about already today. 3-6, Louisville, 8.7 points.
Oh, yeah.
Number 18 right now, playing Lindsley, West Virginia, and projected to finish number 18. Now, I don't know if they understand. Like, Lindsley is a team that's beaten Steubenville. They've beaten Mooney. There was another one on their schedule. They beat Dover. And if Louisville at home punches this ticket, tell me it shouldn't put them up the ranks and at least in the playoffs.
Well, with the win, they're anywhere between 14 and out, depending on what other teams do.
D3 Region 9 is tough.
Like I said, you're really relying on, at that point, on teams like Akron East and Painesville Harvey to lose. And if you win, you jump them. Outside of that, it's going to be tough to jump New Philly and Kenston because they're going to be getting secondary points from other teams that they beat. Louisville, what kills them is they have Lindsley as D7. So, I mean, I think that the state could kind of look at Lindsley and be like, they're beating Dover, who's D2.
Exception to the rule.
Yeah, they're beating Steubenville. They beat Fort Fry, who's very good. We've seen Fort Fry in state against.
It's a boarding school. These kids are old.
Yeah,
they're kickers from Spain.
Yeah, I just don't think Lindsley should be giving Division 7 points. If you gave Campfield Division 1 points for beating St. Thomas More, I feel like you should be giving at least D2 for this Lindsley team.
I don't disagree with that. Because
that's what's killing Louisville right now. even with a win, it's D7 points, which
And
kills
that's
them.
not going to help them.
No.
Not going to help them at all, unfortunately. So I stand corrected. Edgewood at 26 at 5-4, 9.01 points, listed number 15, D4 Region 13. They take on Lakeside. They're picked to finish 15 and go to Northwest to start the playoff season. We'll go through a couple of these real quick. 25 is Lakeside, 6-3, 9.6 points. Number 15 in D2 Region 5. Of course, they take on Edgewood, just flip-flop. Projected to finish as 15, and they will go to Riverside, which you and I both know that is a tall task. Tall task. Hubbard in the 24 slot at 6-3, 9.7 points. Number 12 in D4 Region 13. They take on South Range this Friday at Hubbard. They're projected to finish number 13 and take on Woodridge. Hubbard listen, I think they can make some noise in the playoffs. I really do. I think they have every bit of shot at the number 4 seed. But they're going to have to establish more than just the run. They're going to have to throw the ball around a little bit. Mineral Ridge, 7-2, 9.8 points. Number 10, D6, Region 21. They take on Waterloo, and they're projected to finish number 10. No slide. And they will take on Canton Central Catholic, a team that we've seen a couple times on YSN.
That could be a tough matchup in week 1 of the playoffs. I mean, you look around, of course, we got a lot of teams that are ranked very high and ranked very low, but then you look at a Mineral Ridge team who's kind of right in the middle. Number 10 right now, Mineral Ridge, who's probably going to stay put there, like they said. And, you have a Tri-C team in Canton Central Catholic who's, kind of wreaked some havoc on this area a little bit. They lost to South Range, but it was still a good game like you saw. They beat Salem on the road 35-31. They've beaten East Liverpool around this area. So I don't know. I actually think that could be a very good round 1 matchup. And for Mineral Ridge, you're hoping to, beat Waterloo and hopefully advance to 9. Because I don't know if I'd want to play Canton Central Catholic in week 1.
Let's get 22. Springfield at 5-4, 10.4 points. Number 7, they're picked to wait a minute. They're going to slide 3 spots.
Springfield?
They're playing Sebring this week?
Yeah, so Springfield obviously is not giving them anything really.
Okay.
Matthews, if they beat Pie Valley, they'll jump. Toronto, if they beat Catholic Central, maybe. And then Lucas is playing Arlington. If Lucas beats Arlington, who's 8-1, they could jump. So, yeah, I get it.
So,
but I don't think that's going to happen.
They're projected to play Lucas. So they're saying Lucas is going to win and steal their spot, and you're playing Lucas.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. I don't know. I think Springfield will be all right.
Lucas is a D7 perennial powerhouse.
Yeah.
Every year. They're always playing JFK or a team like that. All right, 5-4.
They're having a bad year.
Yeah. It's been a tough year for Lucas. And number 7, if that's where they're projected, it's still not a bad year by any means necessary. Number 21, we got Struthers, 10.9 points. Number 10 right now, D4 Region 13, taking on Poland. Finishing projected at number 7.
What a season for the Wildcats. If they could win 5 in a row to end the year, they've got some big wins in that stretch. Jefferson and Girard beating them. They could beat Poland here. The Wildcats
they get Salem, and you want to talk about an absolute war. That would be a fun game to watch, my friend.
Would be fun.
That would be a ticket that I would buy without a shadow of a doubt. Taking on number 10 Salem at Struthers.
Wow.
That'd be a fun game. We're going to take a break. We come back. Top 20 right here on your sports network. Don't you dare go anywhere. You're supposed to finish that for me, Rich. Come on.
Locally owned and operated, Sheely's relaxed shopping experience means browsing and lounging is always encouraged.
Find Flex Seal and more at Sheely's Furniture and Appliance, because the best things in life happen at home.
How lucky are we to have not one, but 2 18-hole Donald Ross Championship golf courses right here in our backyards. Mill Creek Golf Course was selected by Golf Week as one of America's 30 best municipal courses, continuing to challenge golfers of all levels and featuring golf instruction by PGA professionals, a state-of-the-art practice range, a PGA of America recognized pro shop, kids programs, and a relaxing grill room for a memorable golf experience. For more information or to schedule a tee time, visit millcreekmetroparks.org.
Fall is in the air. The kids are back to school, crowds are cheering for the home team, and Myers Family Insurance is prepped for another crazy Medicare season. Every year there's changes, some big, some small, so it's important to have a conversation to make sure your plan is going to meet your expectations for the coming year. Give our team a call today to schedule your annual review.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance or visit us on the web. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com.
Going from mindful to mindful sometimes requires a helping, healing hand. Insight Clinical Counseling and Wellness offers a continuum of mental health and wellness care. At Insight, we're changing the way you receive counseling and wellness services with experienced licensed clinicians and expertly trained wellness staff. With 4 locations in Mahoning and Columbiana County, along with telehealth services, Insight offers clients quick access to care when they need it. Transform your mental health and wellness at Insight Clinical Counseling and Wellness.
All right, welcome back. We're going to get right back into the computer rankings here on the Ysn Power Hour. The top 20. Why not? Just leave it up there. Number 20, 8-1 United, 11.26 points. Number 9 in D6, Region 21. They take on Southern. It's going to be a big battle. Projected to finish at number 9, so they won't go anywhere. And they'll take on Rootstown at Rootstown.
Oh, yeah, that kind of stinks. Rootstown, they could beat Rootstown. Rootstown has lost to Conneaut and, well, JFK, so they've played a pretty good schedule. That'll be a good game.
8-9 matchup, man.
Yeah.
They should be the best, right?
I think United actually has a chance to win this week against Southern.
I do too, but again, you just never. We saw what happened Wellsville and Valley last week.
You never know.
Any given Friday. Number 19, 7-2 Garfield, 11.28 points. Number 10 in D5, Region 17. They take on Liberty this week, projected to finish as the number 9 seed in Region 17 and go on the road and take on Conneaut.
Yeah. Well, Garfield's another team that, kind of wants a crack at South Range, right?
They do.
I mean,
who doesn't at this point?
Yeah. Like, I'd have to look at the bracket, but if you're 9, I'm not sure where that lands you on which side. But at some point, you're going to have to play Garraway or South Range.
Right. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. I mean,
And
whoever
wherever Perry's at, too. I mean, that's no slouch.
No. I mean, but Garraway, South Range, that's the matchup everybody wants, the 1-2. They're going to have to wait for that one in the regional championship. But like we talked about last night with Coach Yeagley, you got to get there.
Yeah.
Stop talking about it, start doing it.
Yeah.
So Southern at number 18, 8-1, 11.3 points. Number 6 in D7, Region 25, they take on United. Projected to finish as the number 4 seed and take on McDonald. We already kind of discussed this one. That would be a rematch of week 1 in the regular season. So it's apropos a little bit to be week 1 in the playoffs. Salem, 6-3, 12.1. Number 8, taking on West Branch. Projected number 10, taking on Struthers. Talked about that one already. Conneaut, talked about this one. 12.3 points. Number 7, D5 Region 17. They take on Harbor Creek from Pennsylvania. And they'll take on Garfield.
That would be a pretty good game.
I mean, that's power and power.
Yeah.
Is what that is. Now things get interesting. Things get really... Hang on. I got it. All right. They get really interesting at number 15. 5-4 Poland. 12.72 points. Number 7. Projected to finish number 8 with a loss to Struthers is what the projection is. Home against Streetsboro. Another 8-9 matchup. Streetsboro team that I don't think is that good.
No, they've definitely taken some steps backwards in the last couple of years since Canfield played them in the regional semi. They were number 2 seed in that region a couple of years ago. And, I didn't realize this either. Streetsboro dropped divisions. So they're D4.
They are D4.
They're not even in
the region
Canfield's
13
region anymore. Yeah, they've had some questionable losses, I guess you could say, this year. So I would like
I like Poland's chances.
I like Poland against that.
They played. I mean, Gerard beat them.
Yeah.
So at least you got some tape on it. All right. Now it gets a little hairy. Number 14, it's 8-1 Brookfield, 14.6 points. Number 5, D6 Region 21, taking on champion. Should win that game. Projected to finish number 5. Home against Trinity. This Brookfield team is loaded and can make a run, but we all know who's awaiting them at the end of the rainbow.
Yeah, they're going to have to play Valley Christian too before they even get to that point. So, Brookfield could make a run. I think for sure they win their round 1 and round 2 matchup. Can they get past Valley or Mogador? Mogador's kind of sitting up there as well at 7-0. They've had some cancellations.
Jefferson at number 13 at 6-3, 14.6 points. Number 6, D4 Region 13. They take on Lakeview at Lakeview, projected as a number 6 seed, Region 13. They will be home against Canton South, another team that has raised all kind of a ruckus here in Ysn.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, Jefferson, we've heard from Mr. Torres over there that Jefferson's going to be amazing one week, and it doesn't really pan out. And then it's because they changed their quarterback to a wide receiver,
but then we all get off the boat, and then they turn out to be unbelievable.
Yeah, and then they just put up 50 points again. It's like I can't get a beat on them. They lose to Struthers. I'm like, maybe they're not that good. Lose to South Range, bad. I'm like, eh. And then they come out and they beat Poland 27-13.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know what to think.
To the number 12 spot, cold-blooded, 9-0, Valley Christian, 15.37 points. Number 4 in D6 Region 21. They take on the Bulldogs of East Palestine on Saturday. They will have that game, and they're projected to finish number 4, not go anywhere, and play Southeast. I think that is a nice little package game for Coach Hake and the boys.
Oh, 100%. They're going to take care of business on Saturday, and then you got Southeast at home. I mean, I don't think Southeast is very good. They're 4-4, probably going to be 4-5 at the end of the season. So, Valley, of course, getting a top 5 seed is huge because then you clinch 2 home games. You get number 4, you're gold, which I think they will.
Let's go to Lowellville, listed at number 11, 9-0, 15.67 points. Number 2 in D7 Region 25. They take on Western Reserve at home this Friday, projected to finish as the number 2 seed and take on South Central. I don't know anything about South Central. Didn't they already play South Central?
Yeah, beat them 49-15.
So there you go.
So Lowellville, when you look at their strength of schedule, obviously it's not as good as JFK, but they're going to finish 10-0. They'll be the only 10-0 team in that region.
It's impressive. It's impressive. I mean, regardless, to finish undefeated, Coach Yeagley said there's 3% of teams in the state of Ohio are undefeated right now.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
It's a nice feat. Top 10. You ready? Edison, 9-0, 16.64 points. Number 4, D5, Region 17. They take on Indian Creek. Projected as number 4 team. Home game against Harrison Central. We buying in on Edison?
I don't know. Yeah, I wish they played somebody good this week.
It's like I had this discussion last night at Legends with somebody. I said, I don't know what to expect Edison because they could be amazing,
Nobody
but
knows.
they haven't played anybody.
Yeah, they could be amazing. Like they beat Matthews, who's 8-1. I get their D7, but they smoked Matthews 48-10.
And Matthews is a pretty good team.
They're pretty good. And everybody else they've played, they have destroyed. But you just don't know what you're getting.
Because you look at South Range's schedule and you go.
And they played some formidable opponents. And you're like, okay, I could judge them off of a really nice win over University School in week 2, who's D3. You could judge them off a Canton Central Catholic win, who's pretty solid. Girard. But then you look at Edison, it's like, to be honest with you, I don't know who half of these teams even are.
It's true.
That's like the troublesome feeling for, Garraway, South Range, and Perry, who are ahead of them. They're like, well, they could be, don't get me wrong, Edison could be unbelievable.
What do we do whenever
Edison
they
could
are
be like unbelievable?
What do we do when they are? When they start beating teams in the playoffs, we just go, they were for real.
Yeah, they're for real. I mean, there's nothing else you could say.
Number 9, Girard, it's 17 points. Number 3 in D4 Region 13. They take on Niles, projected to finish number 3, home against Akron Coventry.
Yeah,
and that should be a pretty easy win for Girard.
Yeah, easily. I mean, one quick thing I want to go back to.
Sure.
That. So you look at every YSN school and you see every single team has one particular week where they played somebody good.
Sure.
And you're like, this game, even if they played everybody else, that stinks. This week they played somebody good, and this is how I could judge this team. We don't have that with Edison.
No, there's no test. There's no box.
Yeah, there's no box. They could have like a Division I quarterback.
We wouldn't know.
And we would have no idea. Like they could beat Garraway like 40-0. And everybody'd be like,
who?
What?
Where's Richmond Edison? That's what they would say.
And then Edison is like, we've been here the whole season. We were 10-0. Nobody gave us any
Coach
credit.
Colopy is just hoping they just stay under that radar.
Yeah.
Because if they start popping dudes in the mouth, popping teams in the mouth, they're going to say, we've been here.
And what's funny is the first round, they're not going to get a test either unless they play Mooney.
Don't invite the intruder in your home. Don't let him take his shoes off. Beaver Local listed at number 8 on our list here, our power list. 7-2, 17.33 points. Number 2, D4 Region 13. They play Wheeling Central Catholic out of West Virginia.
What a turnaround. I mean, you had lost Indian Valley, lost Salem, potential cancel against Minerva. Good thing they found that Lyndon McKinley team, who everybody thought was amazing. They're bad. Yeah. They're 3-5. They're not very good. And they've rattled off 7 consecutive victories. And now they got, Wheeling Central Catholic, who might be a tough one. Now, I remember last year at Wheeling Central Catholic, Beaver Local had them on the ropes. Just couldn't finish that ball game.
So let me ask you this. Are the Beavs the hottest team on the network right now?
Beavs I think Brookfield's the hottest team on the network. Brookfield and then the Beavs.
The double Bs, the killer Bs. They're projected to finish in the 5 seed and take on Akron Buchtel.
Yeah. So they got them losing because they're 2 right now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Warren JFK in the 7 slot, 7-1 on the year, 19.75 points. Number 1 in D7 Region 25. Okay. I'll call you back if you're watching the show right now. Where was
obviously he's not watching because then he would probably know.
You can hear my computer blowing up now. They're taking on Southeast, projected to finish number 1 home against Steubenville Central Catholic, which they should ride easily in that second round. JFK and well beyond, I think. Cheney 8-1 in the 6th slot, 20.38 points. Number 4 in D3 Region 9. They are home against East, projected to stay number 4 and play VASJ, which we saw it on Ursuline. Cheney should run that.
They should. VASJ at the time was 6-1 when they played Ursuline, and the Irish pounded them 40-0, and they barely got by Lake Catholic by a touchdown, who's a D6 opponent this week. So, I don't want to say VASJ is a bad team. I don't know if they've played quality opponents after their week 1 loss to Baden. So I like Cheney in that game.
Hang on one second. Let me finish this thought, unless we can get sponsors. Just a question about our YSN soccer coverage and what we're doing, which, of course, we're leaving up to sponsors. If a team wants their game or a sponsor wants a game, we just need it to be sponsored. So reach out to ysnlive.com or use our social medias if you'd like to become a sponsor for a game or two on the network. West Branch at number 5, 8-1, 20.9 points. Number 1 in D4 Region 13. They play Salem.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. Projected to win that game. 24-point spread. Talked about it yesterday. Crazy.
That's a lot for a rivalry game.
That's a lot for a rivalry game.
Especially the way it happened last year.
Yeah.
Remember that finish last
Yep.
year? That was one of the best games of the year.
And they're projected to play Field.
Yeah.
Where's Field?
Believe up in the Mogador area.
Okay. I think you're right. I still don't know. I'm just going to trust you, Rich. Like I always do.
Yeah.
Ursuline, number 4, 7-2, 21.69 points. Number 3, D3 Region 9. Moody. Mooney. They play in the 68th version of the Holy War. Projected to finish number 3. Home against Akron East. Cruising.
Yeah.
Cruising.
They'll be all right.
Canfield, 7-1, 23.23 points. Number 2, D3 Region 9. Boardman, they get finished or projected to finish number 2. New Philadelphia, an opponent
Yeah, they played New Philly last year.
Tough game,
Yeah,
if I remember right.
Physical for sure. New Philly had a little bit of a down year, so I don't see that game as much of a threat for Canfield. I don't think they're as good as they were last year. So they played a tough schedule. They have.
Anybody big?
Yeah, they New Philly this year. They're going to play Dover this week.
Yep.
Their rival. West Holmes, who's 9-0. They have played Steubenville. They played CVCA.
Okay.
And Mansfield Senior, who's 7-2 in D3. So they played some good teams. So they, maybe they could be a little bit of a threat there in the 15 seed.
Top 2 teams, ready? Fitch, 8-1, 24 points. Number 4 in D2.
Oh, look who they
Region
play.
5. Playing Harding. Projected at 4 seed, and they are home against Cleveland Rhodes. What do you know?
I wonder if Rhodes will cancel that one too.
Oh, that Cleveland Rhodes.
Yeah. Wonder if they'll cancel the playoff game.
Opt out
of the playoff game. They should. They're going to get pounded.
What happens if a team opts out?
Forfeit.
Is that what it is? South Range, number 1, 9-0, 26 points. Number 1 in D5 Region 17. They play Hubbard, projected to finish as the number 1 seed in Region 17. Home against Liberty.
Even if South Range by, some stretch would even lose to Hubbard, which I don't think anybody sees happening, they're still number 1 seed. They're up by 7 points. Like, it's impossible for Garaway to come out and all right, so the max lose out. So say South Range loses, the maximum points on a loss would be 28. The minimum average on a loss would be 27. The max for Garaway this week is 25. So they literally could not play the game this week and still be the number 1 seed.
Edison is for the brand. Go Wildcats, go.
There you go.
I love hearing that. What else? I'm almost afraid to click these sometimes. That is bad first round matchup for Beaver Local. Akron Bookdale is very good. Well, not bad, but very tough. Amo says he'd take West Branch as the hottest team right now, then Beaver Local. No surprise there. Bookdale is very good. They beat Akron East 19-12, who only lost to Division I Maslin Jackson 27-33. Bookdale also played good game against Akron. St. V's, tough matchup for Beaver Local. The Beavs! Wellness check.
And they lost 14-7 to Harding. So that could be a tough one.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know.
Everybody's big on the first round matchup between Beaver Local and Akron Bucktel.
It's because I said they were the hottest team on YSN. Now they're going to get, Josh is going to text me after this and give me my P's and Q's. Let's get to the Joe Dick Electric. What's your spark? Joe Dickey Electric, anything commercial, residential, anything electrical, you need to go to dickelectric.com. I got it all mixed up. I'm all over the place. Richie, what do you got?
Last week, Coca's Pizza.
This is it?
Come out, support. This is it. We got 4 seniors. We nailed all 28 of them this year. We're going to try and get Coach Pav on, and another year at Coca's. Can't thank Steve and
thank you
his entire organization enough for having us. It's been a lot of fun getting to meet all the players and all the guys. They've certainly come out of and enjoyed our time. Coach Pav has enjoyed the hot chips that he gets every Wednesday night. So you just want to say thank you to them and being able to come out and Coach Pav, who gives at least 2 hours of his day to come out and do it every Wednesday. So thanks for him.
Look at this. We got Antonio Giuliano Brown.
There you go.
He named his middle name is named after you.
Yeah.
It's incredible. The 15th, nonetheless.
Same person.
It has to be. Everybody's like the
8 spam
the
accounts.
69th, the 15th, the whatever it is.
I just want that guy one day to post his photo be like his real face.
Can we invite them on the show?
Yeah.
I'd love to have them on the show and then just kind of a grand reveal.
Yeah.
Be perfect.
He could wear like the Hubbard Eagle.
The Masked Singer.
Just like at the end of the show, we'll
play Who Is This Person?
Yeah.
We'll give all kinds of clues. I'd like that. Mine is a little bit more somber. A good friend lost a very special person in his family. His son was not very old. And I found out last night, and we'll leave names out of this, but it's one of those situations, folks. But we love what we do, from a sports perspective, because it's a little bit of an escape from reality. But the reality is hug your loved ones, hug the people you care about, because you never know when it's the last time you'll ever be able to do it. And life is a rough road. It's a bumpy ride, and you just never know. And while we are absolutely blessed and excited to share the ups and the triumphs and the defeats of a game with you, sometimes life sneaks up on you and hits you kind of below the belt. So I'd appreciate kind of unsaid prayers for one of the people that you probably would know if I said his name. So I'd appreciate that. I'm sure that the family would appreciate that as well. So thank you for that, and God bless you, and certainly hug somebody you love today, because again, you just never know when it's going to be the last time. With that, that's going to wrap up our show. Thank you for. Here we go. They're down to join the show, Rich.
There you go. Gonna have to just put the link in the comments.
Could be
dangerous, actually.
A little Monday makeover.
There you go. Now the question is, are all of these one person?
We'll have to ask.
Because it could be. Because we've had Uncle Bill, Father Duluth, now Antonio
Giuliano
Brown,
Folkley.
15th.
We have Folkley.
There's been a couple other ones that Ian O'Brien's brother.
Yeah.
So there's 5 or 6 that could be linked. I wonder what Gmail is this person using to create so many accounts.
I don't know. It'd be good. I just think it'd be cool to have one of those silhouettes, and they have the low talking voice like that, and then we have to guess.
We had, make them wear like a mask.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That'd be fun.
If you're down for it, we'll do it. It'll be. So all I'm gonna say is there are a couple people behind this, 3 to be exact.
All right. I like it.
Interesting enough. We'll get y'all hopefully on the show. So, all right, that's going to do it for our show. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you so much. I hope you have a good rest of your Wednesday. We'll be on the scoreboard tonight. Richie will be at Coca's. Go join him. Get a slice of pizza and all the other good stuff they got there. The pepperoni rolls are amazing.
Yeah, they are.
So check out Coca's in Canfield. Here tonight. What time you starting?
We usually, it varies. Whenever Pat shows up.
Got it. Or
6:37, whatever.
Or you can get to the Wedge over at Sam's Wedge Inn tonight and hang out with Austin Town Fitch and TJ Parker and Steve Leslie. So that's going to do it for our show. We'll see you next time right here on the Ysn Power Hour, brought to you by Athletics. Ysn thanks you for watching this.